Hello everybody, welcome to another comic debrief. I'm backseat driver 5280. Just wanted to thank you for stopping by. Feel free to like and subscribe, and if you want to check out more of these, then please find the links in the description below. Without further ado, let's get to it. Today we'll be debriefing Donny Cates' God Country. Kicking it off with admin. Got the publication dates of 11 January 2017 through 21 June 2017. Creators, writers Donny Cates, and the artists, inker Jason Wordie and colorist John J. Hill. Run length was just 6 issues, and the cover price was $3.99. Alright, so now that we've gotten admin out of the way, we'll open this up a little bit more with key bits. So really for this run, the only key issue is going to be issue number 1, and the most sought after cover right now is the A cover. There are several variants of it, mostly alternate printings, but there are also con exclusives that we'll show momentarily. So that was obviously pretty quick, but now we're going to move into variants. So now getting into the different covers and variants. First off, of course, is 1A, done by Jeff Shaw and Dave Stewart. 1B, done by Gerardo Zaffino. The number 1 Blind, from the Image Blind box, done by Jeff Shaw. Then there's the Blind Black and White, the Blind Black and White Virgin, and the Blind Sketch, all from Image Blind box. 1C was simply a second printing, covered by Jeff Shaw and Dave Stewart again, as well as the third printing 1D, and the fourth printing 1E. Now for issue number 2, the A cover again is done by Jeff Shaw, but now with Jason Wordie. Cover B, done by Gerardo Zaffino. And cover C, done by Jeff Shaw and Jason Wordie again, being an homage cover. Looks like Savage Dragon to me. 2D was the second printing, again by Jeff Shaw and Jason Wordie. And 2E was the third printing, this time done by Dan Burnett. Issue number 3, cover A, by Jeff Shaw and Jason Wordie. 3B was Gerardo Zaffino and Jason Wordie. 3C was the second printing variant done by Jeff Shaw and Jason Wordie again. And now into issue number 4, cover A, done by Jeff Shaw and Jason Wordie once again. And then 4B, done by Gerardo Zaffino and Jason Wordie. Issue 5, cover A, once again Jeff Shaw and Jason Wordie. 5B, done by Gerardo Zaffino. 5C, covered by Jeff Shaw. And 5D, again by Jeff Shaw. Those last two being some Spawn covers. And finally for issue number 6, cover A, done by Jeff Shaw and Jason Wordie. And then cover B, done by Gerardo Zaffino. That'll wrap it up for variants and therefore key bits. And now for digging in, we'll get a little deeper into this run. So for the plot overview, God Country kind of follows the idea of a local legend with a little bit of Donny Cates pizzazz added into it. It follows a family called the Quinlans that live outside of a small town in western Texas. Emmett is the patriarch. He is suffering from Alzheimer's, and he lost his wife several years ago. Roy, his son, and his daughter-in-law Janie are trying to take care of him, but it's a little too much for them to handle. and Janie doesn't want their daughter Dina exposed to his angry episodes that he goes through. So she tries to get Dina out of there, but a storm hits, bringing with it demons, Valifax, the god of blades, and right behind it, Aristus, the god of war. Emmett picks up Valifax and protects his family from the demons, but Aristus insists on speaking with him. He doesn't want to fight him, in part because he knows the power that Valifax is. He explains to Emmett that his father Atum forged Valifax himself from the heart of a dying star, and that he believes it is his only legacy remaining to pass on to his children Aristus and his brother Baelgrim, the god of death. He tells him that he must relinquish the sword, but being a good Texan, Emmett says a few simple words: "Come and take it." Aristus goes back to tell his father Emmett's message, and in the meantime, Emmett and the rest of the Quinlan family are able to enjoy a little bit of downtime. However, as they are, and Emmett gets to know his granddaughter, another storm is gathering. Baelgrim, the god of death, is now sent by his father Atum to take back the sword, and in his attempts, he steals away Dina and takes her to hell. But Emmett's having none of it. He tells Roy and Janie not to worry about it, and tells Valifax to take him there. He walks straight into hell, sword in hand, fire in his heart, fury in his eyes. Valifax points out a lone house, mentioning that it is the only object of significance in the entire area, and that it appeared as soon as Emmett asked where Dina was. They go in and find Dina asleep on Baelgrim's lap, who explains that he doesn't want to take care of a living child. He has no idea how. He tells Emmett that he's just a stubborn old man that needs to learn to let go, leave it be. But Emmett simply says that he's leaving hell with Dina. Baelgrim is able to summon a ghost or the spirit of Emmett's dead wife to try and distract him, and it works, at least momentarily. Emmett puts down Valifax, and Baelgrim picks it up, attempting to take it back, but Valifax is sentient, he's intelligent, and he is not going with the likes of Baelgrim. He cuts him, forces him to drop him, and Emmett is able to snap himself out of his trance. He picks up Valifax and slays Baelgrim. He returns to Earth with Dina, and Aristus arrives again to take Valifax from him. They go to battle and cause yet another storm, which causes more destruction in the area. It looks as if maybe Emmett is going to give underneath the might of the god of war, but in the end he's able to also pick up Aristus's hammer and essentially thrashes him. Aristus yields, but explains to Emmett that his father Atum will not stop until he has Valifax back, and that simply makes Emmett determined to finish it himself. Atum again forged Valifax to be his legacy. He brought realm after realm to its knees using the sword without breaking a sweat. And unfortunately for Valifax, he can't simply refuse his creator the way he did Baelgrim. But in the long run, it doesn't really matter, because there is one force greater than even the God of Kings, and that is time. All things die, and this was just as true of Atum's realms as anything else. The only thing holding the kingdom above the black void was an angry old man who refused to let go. It's an interesting parallel, a relatively obvious one, but still well done to Emmett's stubbornness and unwillingness to give up. But Emmett is determined to retain his memories, to retain his family. So he goes to the kingdom of Always, where Atum rules, and challenges him. Now Atum is without question the most powerful entity in the universe, and he has kept his realm alive through that sheer stubbornness, that sheer willpower. So, look out, Hal Jordan. And while Emmett is just a stubborn old man, he now is in possession of Valifax, and that makes him the equal of any god. Aristus remains back with the Quinlans as he's unable to return home until Valifax is returned. But as the battle rages between Emmett and Atum, he feels his father's strength weakening and the barriers falling. He returns with Roy just in time to see the damage that Emmett has done, not only to Atum, but to the Kingdom of Always. And even though Emmett is able to essentially throw Valifax slashing through Atum's throat, it is not enough to save him. And with his dying breath, he passes Valifax on to Roy, along with all the memories of raising him, of his mother, of his entire family, and all of his love. So Roy takes Valifax and his father and goes home. Behind them, they leave the Kingdom of Always to crumble away into nothing, and they never hear from the gods again. And Valifax, well, Roy doesn't really care about any of that anymore. He just wants to be with his family. So for my grading, if you will, I'm going to give you a grade, basically a range from 2 below all the way up to 2 above. And then what is called myth is going to be basically average. I don't think that any of this story, art, anything was average. I think that the art was at least a 1 above. It takes a lot for anything to make it past that. But for both the writing and the story, the plot, I give this a 2 above. And I mean, I don't want to overhype it, but it is one of the few stories that I read that made me want to go out and hunt down the entire run. So read again, definite yes. I've already read it twice. I read it the second time through in about an hour and a half, maybe, so I could refresh my memory enough to do this review. And then buy again, I would say yes, except I'm still trying to get my hands on issues 1 through 3. That's going to be the end of this debrief. If you enjoyed it, please give the video a thumbs up. If you would like to see more of these, please subscribe to the channel. I've started a playlist of comic debriefs. So far, I've only got this and Thor God of Thunder for episode 1, but I plan to keep on making more. The next one I plan on doing is going to be another, I know the Image is not really an independent, but the next episode is going to be another independent book that I read recently. So I look forward to seeing you then. If you have any recommendations, again, just send me a direct message on Instagram. And if you've got any feedback, please leave it in the comments. See you next time.